Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Hugh Hammer. This is their straight bourbon whiskey finished in Sun King beer barrels, coming in at a 55% ABV. No official age statement on the bottle. So, I'm a big fan of West Fork Whiskey Company, as you can see, and the Hugh Hammer series is basically where they take the 99% corn, 1% barley mash bill coming from MGP, and they're finishing it in all sorts of crazy barrels. This is actually a collaboration project with Sun King Brewing, which is also based out of the Indianapolis area. And I'm going to kind of read off their website on the post on this because there's kind of an interesting little idea they're doing here. So what happened is West Fork Whiskey Company gave Sun King a barrel that once held whiskey. For the Indy Turns 200 anniversary, Sun King aged a barley wine in there, which was infused with apples, cider, and smoked bourbon. I wish I would have known about that. But after that release, they gave the barrel back to West Fork, and then they started aging this in there. And then in August of 2023, they bottled it. We're also told this is single barrel, and I've seen a few reports saying that this is cask strength. However, I don't see any kind of markings on the bottle stating that. But, it's 55% ABV, so it might be right around there. If not, it's usually darn close. So let's just go ahead and jump into things, see how it goes. As always, we're going to be trying it two different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, maybe become a member if you'd like. If you're interested in some of the other releases of West Fork Whiskey, they will be linked up above and down below. I have quite a few of them. They are a local gem for me. I love visiting them. Great place to eat, but their whiskeys are phenomenal. They also do in-house brands as well. Their West Fork Whiskey brand, I've done some reviews on. They're kind of the more wine-shaped bottles. That's all in-house distilled, bottled by them, where this has all been sourced by MGP. So, kind of cool little food for thought. Beautiful color on there. Got a nice dark, almost like a dark honeycomb color going on. I love it. All right, let's go for notes. So, the nice thing about using the 99% corn, 1% barley is that it is a blank slate. You're going to let that barrel do a lot of the talking, and you definitely get a lot of the talking from the barrel here. So, you get kind of a maltiness and a bit of the fruit characteristics coming from that barley wine. You're getting the apples, orchard notes, and you are getting that bit of the oak vanilla caramel of a classic bourbon, little corn sweetness specifically in there. But you are getting the maltiness from that beer as well. It's got kind of I guess the best way, it kind of reminds me of almost like a Guinness, where it's not super heavy malty on the nose, but it's just got a very good fragrance of maltiness going on. There's no ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes, but you can definitely tell that influence from that barrel, and it is awesome. The funny thing is, I've had a few different whiskeys aged in beer barrels and some even in cider. You're getting that cider characteristic in here as well. Kind of just a sweet, kind of over-ripened fruit note going on. It's very light in there, so it's not off-putting, but it's a nice solid nose. It definitely took a great number from that barrel. Let's go for a taste. That is a marvelous beer barrel finish. So, right up front, you're getting a lot of the classic bourbon notes, but then you're getting this maltiness kind of digging deep in there. And that is phenomenal. It's almost like if this was a higher malt build whiskey, because you're getting this almost like a Dragon's Milk Origins kind of maltiness in there. It's got that little bit of sweet corn butteriness in there. The charriness from the cask is showing up. And then a lot of your barley wine influences here as well. A lot of great apples. And again, the cider notes are really showing up too for me. Kind of that almost like woodchuck freshly off the tap. Get that kind of bite of the maltiness from a cider in there. It's great on the palate. There's no ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. It just is a great example of a beer barrel finish. Second sip here, I'm actually getting a bit more, like almost like a rye spiciness in there. It's interesting because we know there's not a rye component in here, but it's got kind of an herbalness, and that might be coming from that barley wine as well. The cool thing is that both sides of what's going on the palate is dancing together. You are getting this maltiness, almost like a high malt whiskey, almost like Dragon's Milk Origins kind of maltiness to it. But then you're also getting the sweet side factor to things as well, from like that cider, the barley wine, bringing across these more fruit forward notes. And they play together really well. I'll be honest, I'm really happy I picked this one up. I was kind of hoping I was going to be able to snag one before they're gone. It's definitely worth it. Give it a try if you do. Already on that taste alone, that is great. All right, let's add a little drop of water, see if anything changes up here. I honestly don't have too many beer barrel finished things. We don't see a lot of them. But the only one that comes to my mind at the moment is from Whistle Pig. I love, that's the Roadstock Rye. Oh, it's so good. The beer barrel finishing on that one is prevalent. And if I remember right, they also used wet barrels on that too. So it really does kind of impact it even more. All right, let's go for notes on the water version. The big factor difference here is you get a little more influence of the barrel on here. It's got a little bit more of the like beer funkiness to it, like almost and it's not a negative way, but almost like a flat beer note. Like I started drinking a beer and I left it on the counter. I came back and it's kind of run flat. You still get the corn sweetness in there, a bit of spice, a little bit of barrel char going on. Here, that is gorgeous. Now, I've had barley wine as well from Three Floyds, so I'm kind of, at least I've had one reference point. So you do get a lot of characteristics on that. Deep, rich chariness in there too. I'm really liking that. Nice nose on that. All right, let's go for tastes. It has a little bit more of a bite to it. It goes a little more simple on the taste as well. Honestly, it kind of goes a little weird and not in a great way. It gets a little more bitey, not necessarily ABV bitey, but like a weird kind of funk going on in there with that barrel, almost like old beer kind of taste to it. Again, we don't judge that. This is just for science purposes on the water version. Oh, that brought it all back. That's good. That's where all your characteristics are. My personal preference, I would stay away from the water version. It just goes a little too funky for me. But as always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. So, all right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So they actually are charging $60 for this bottle, and that's about right where all their Hugh Hammer series land. All those tend to be about $60 to $65. Sometimes they go on sale for cheaper. Though this is a single barrel option, originally you could only purchase it online through one of the apps that Sun King uses for pre-order, and then it went away. But you can still pick this up from West Fork Whiskey Company at their Mash House location, which is in Westfield. Yeah, Westfield. I had to think there for a moment. And honestly, if you're there and you're not grabbing a bottle of this, you need to. The profile on this is beautifully done. It's great. If you're a beer lover, this is going to be right up your home plate. It's probably one of the better beer finished options I've seen out there. And being that it's single barrel, grab it while you can, because I really love that profile. Well worth the $60. It's a local brand. I love supporting local, but the big thing for me is the profile backs it up. It's not just a, gimmicky cask finishing that you see happen sometimes. So big thumbs up on that one. Grab it while you can if it's still at their location. If not, hopefully you can get to try it when they do it again next time. So yeah, there you have it, folks. West Fork Whiskey Company, Hugh Hammer, Sun King Beer Barrel Finished Bourbon. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might